the Care Girl podcast and experience.
Hi, it's Alex, the Care Girl, and this is the Care Girl podcast. I'm here with one of my close friends, Fola, the owner of the new Giselle Atlanta here in Atlanta. I call her the #1 skincare nurse, period.
Period, please.
Period. And this is like full circle. I hope I don't tear up during this episode.
Oh, Lord.
Because we like this, y'all. We like this. I've been trying to get over here for a while, but she moved from one location to another location in a short period of time. Like I can't even keep up with you, girl. So introduce yourself. I can't say your whole name because she's Nigerian as well. Like my Nigerian queen, that's what I call her. So introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you've been through with your nursing, and then we'll go into your whole new empire.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Fola Sade. I was about to give you the whole name, girl. It's almost natural where, I start calling out all the names my aunties and my grandmother has given me. But no, my name is Fola Sade, Oyefeso Ladipo. People know me as Fola, or Atlanta's #1 skin nurse.
Yes.
I am a registered nurse. My background is in emergency medicine and intensive care, so ICU. And my original plan was actually to become a CRNA, which is a certified registered nurse anesthetist. So my whole plan, I remember going into cadaver labs, like right out of nursing school, because I was so sure I wanted to be a CRNA, intubating patients. I still to this day love it. And then, God decided something different.
What was the breaking point for you? Because I know we had conversations while you were doing travel nursing during COVID. Like, what was the breaking point where you was like, I really just want to work for myself and do something different?
So I'll be honest. I have always been an entrepreneur. I think you have, and I don't mean any harm by this, but everyone is not an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
It is a gift, and you either have it or don't. It's not just about, I want to do what I want to do. You'll hear that oftentimes when people speak about entrepreneurship. Like, I just want my schedule to be free. I want to do what I want to do. And entrepreneurship couldn't be further from that.
Yeah.
It is I still don't do what I want to do. Doing what I want to do is on the beach, chilling every single day. I'm a Rasta, I maybe paint and I just lay in the sun with my kid and my babe, and we just relax with our dog or something.
I don't think you could. I can't see you like even doing that because you love it so much.
Yeah. So how I got into it. So I remember being about 9 years old when I first kind of really discovered that I was an entrepreneur. So you remember those little, we the same age. You remember those little pencil boxes? And they had that little rectangle on the top of them?
Yeah.
So I used to take crayons and color the top of it and lay glue on it. And then it would become a bookmark. And so then I would put a hole puncher in it, and then I'm selling them as bookmarks, and the kids are buying them.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, you had it in you at an early age.
At 13, you remember like 17 magazine, Cosmo Girl, and stuff like that. I really got into like loving those teen magazines. But unfortunately, when I would look in them and they would give you like tips on different things to do with your hair, there was no one that had hair like us. It was like either, what we normally see, or a girl that looks like us, but she has a relaxer. So at 13, I remember my father bought me my first laptop. I'm over here like, I'm going to create the first African-American teenage magazine. Like, that was my goal. I mean, who knows, maybe, I don't know if it will be the first anymore, but so I even sat there, I made a whole magazine on Microsoft. So I just was always just born to be an entrepreneur. When I was a child, of course, I'm Nigerian, so my father was already like, oh, you're going to be a doctor. So that was my original plan, right?
Yeah.
So I had hopes of becoming an OBGYN. Always have loved women, the female body. And so I thought I was going to be OBGYN. And then when I got in high school, I was like, no, I want to be an anesthesiologist. And now I own a aesthetic wellness boutique, and I'm an aesthetic practitioner. So I am everything beauty as it relates to beauty. Botox fillers. I absolutely love it. I'm in love with skin, so I focus on corrective and preventative skincare. And everything wellness, everything related to looking your best, feeling your best is what I do at Giselle Atlanta.
How does that relate to your story? And have you always felt your best? Like, have you always felt like you looked your best, or did you start paying attention to yourself more in during this journey?
Well, I think as a Black woman in the Black experience, as a Black woman, especially one of deeper skin complexion, um, finding your beauty when you're young is something that's a little difficult, right? Because the things that we see and, the standards of beauty don't always include us. So I think as a young girl and teenager, probably didn't feel as good as I feel about myself now. Um, and so I think that probably a decade ago before I got into aesthetics was I starting to build myself, my self-esteem, my value, which lies like deeper than our skin. So I think it was a process or a journey I was on that I didn't realize until I've gotten here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard being a Black woman, really just loving yourself, loving your skin, loving your hair. I want to
Right.
talk about the transition from nursing into skin. Was it a hard transition, and was it scary?
Well, I love nursing, I'll be honest. I went into the ER and then I went to the ICU because I was an ER tech for some years until I finished nursing school. I've been at the bedside for the last decade, so 10 years. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
Yeah.
So I was in nursing before nursing became popular, before they found out all about the COVID money. The transition for me was not a difficult one. I guess kind of maybe somewhere in the middle. One can see it as difficult. But I think that it is my background that has made me a strong aesthetic practitioner and a strong business owner. I am very nurturing. I get that from bedside. I've held people's hands when they take their last breath. I've been that point of contact with family to talk to them about their loved ones when they don't know if their loved one is coming back. I was a nurse during COVID in the ICU, very, very traumatic experience, very heavy experience. You're talking about a time where people are unable to see their loved ones and people are dying alone. So to be honest with you, if I could go through that, I don't think a lot of us healthcare professionals speak about how difficult it was during COVID. And so for me, the transition I was tired, I'll be honest. I felt undervalued. I put my life on the line. And it was more seen like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. But I have a family, I have a daughter. Every day that I was afraid that I was gonna bring home COVID and I was putting my family's life at risk. There were many nurses during that time that weren't going home because they were afraid. And I won't say that COVID really, honestly, pulled me away from the bedside. I think that God had a different calling on my life. I don't regret, where I've been. Being a nurse, I don't regret bedside. It's something I absolutely love, taking care of my patients. And even now, I still take care of patients. I don't call them patients anymore. I call them guests. Sometimes I slip up and call them patients, but I don't like to use the term patient because it reminds me of being ill. So the transition for me it's just when you want something, no matter if it's hard or not, you go get it. So I don't really sit back and always think about how hard it actually was.
Yeah.
For me, it's something I enjoy. I love every day building my business. I love business. We always talk about business, and one day, maybe soon, I'll get into, business consulting, and because I love business, it comes natural to me. I understand it well, and so, being a nurse is something I loved, but I don't think it was my end destination. I'm still a nurse. I mean, I'm still an active nurse. I still have my license. I need to be a nurse to do what I do. and I still can jump on a bed and do what I gotta do to resuscitate. I mean, once you have it, you always do.
It's in your blood.
Exactly. I drew blood on one of my guests last week so we could do something called PRP, microneedling. She was like, "Oh my God, I didn't even feel the needle." I'm like, "Baby, that is those nursing skills." I can still pop an IV with my eyes closed. So
yeah. So those skills, you just basically transferred them into your current business.
Absolutely.
This place is gorgeous, y'all. I'm definitely gonna do a video walkthrough where she can show you how beautiful this place is. I've just seen the vision come to life. You were a solo room for a minute, not long though. How did you feel about your growth, and what do you feel like was the most thing that helped you grow? Like, was it just you zoned in? I feel like, because I've been a client, I've been a guest. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
I feel like she's top notch. She's top notch. She don't play. If you don't do the regimen, she's not gonna play with you. But I feel like this is a gift for you, to be honest.
Yeah. I honestly, it's very funny because people will come to me and like, "Oh my God, look at my skin." They rave about the results, and there have been times I've surprised myself, but I think really I know skin. I've been a nurse. I mean, a nurse at bedside. We always do skin assessments. Your skin is the largest organ on your body. If your skin is compromised, so is your well-being, essentially. So for me, it was something that it just snaps, you know. I'm big on research. I'm big on knowing my stuff. Like, as I said earlier, I wanted to become a CRNA. You have to be big on, you know, and I was an ICU nurse. So medication, I know medication like no tomorrow. Like, I'm sedating people in the ICU, you know, I'm checking their tubes. So for me, skin was only nothing different. Studying it, at the scientific level. And I think for me, that's what sets me apart from a lot of people. Many people just look at aesthetics like it's a spa and more about it being relaxing, which I absolutely want my guests to feel relaxed. But when we are in there, we are result driven.
Yeah.
And I think that's what has allowed me to grow and just who I am as a person. I care about my guests. They understand that, they know that, they can feel that. I am just myself.
Yeah.
And I am who I am. You take it or leave it. And I think that's what has made me excel. I'm hungry.
Ooh. Say that part again, because people don't understand. When she was setting this place up, she was here 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night.
I fell asleep in here. I slept on this couch.
She slept on this couch. Like, you have to be hungry.
Yes.
And that's a trait you can't teach.
Correct.
If you don't want it bad enough, you won't get it.
Right.
It's not something that is going to be given to you, and you still have to keep working to maintain it.
And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. Many people say, I want to be an entrepreneur, and the first thing that will come out their mouth is that I want to do my own thing. Entrepreneurship is not easy. I never stop working. My phone is constantly ringing. Someone's trying to get in touch with me. And not only that, you're always thinking about something, and everything's on you. And then when you expand and now you have employees, which I do now everything is on you, and now you make sure that you can afford to pay people because you're going to impact their lives if you don't. So it's not an easy thing, and you got to be self-motivated, self-driven. No one tells me to wake up in the morning. No one tells me, you know, Fola, you need to go on there and do X, Y, and Z. I just get it done. And so, and I love it. I love it. I love what I do. I love, you know, what I've created. It allows me to be creative. I love the interactions I have with my guests. I love giving people an experience that makes them feel good about themselves and uplifts them. And I love when I have someone that walks in the door. When they first came to me, they were very maybe a little self-conscious about what their skin looked like or what they look like. And you see them a couple months down the road, their shoulders are back, they feeling good. There's no better feeling than that for me, you know? It. So, absolutely.
Yeah. You have a daughter. Tell us a little bit more about her and the story behind Giselle Atlanta, the name.
Yeah. So, Giselle is actually my daughter. I named my business after Giselle.
I absolutely love that.
Giselle, I had Giselle. I was pregnant with Giselle. The way I found out I was pregnant with Giselle, I might as well just tell the story since we're talking. I found out I was pregnant with Giselle at Dillard's because I worked at Dillard's at the time and I was married to my ex-husband. And I was just a few days late. And I'm always that person that's just on time. And I was like, I never forget how nervous I was. I mean, I was 20 years old. I would just got married maybe 6 months prior. And I was like, oh my God. And when I found out I was pregnant, I just remembered this rush, just feeling all this anxiety, like, I got to get my life together. That's the first thing that came to mind, right? Because at 20, you're young, you're enjoying yourself. I was married, but we were just kids. Just said that, you feel a way about somebody, you just got married. Like, that's just what it was. But there was something that changed in me that I was just like, I can suffer alone, but my child cannot suffer.
Ooh.
I can sleep on a couch alone, but my child cannot sleep on the couch with me. I can eat ramen noodles every single day, but my child cannot.
Yeah.
And I knew from day one, before I even saw Giselle, the moment I felt that kick in my belly, that I wanted to give her a certain life. I wanted to give her peace. I wanted to give her a space where she had opportunities, that she would not be limited. And I wanted to make sure that when anyone look at Giselle in her future, she has broken many generational curses or many things that were meant to be against her or harm her. And so Giselle has given my life purpose that I didn't have before. Giselle has given me drive and motivation that I didn't experience before. My hunger comes from Giselle. Like, I can't give Giselle crap. I gotta give her the best.
Oof.
So even when I was in nursing school, I remember her sitting next to me with her little toys. I'm like, Mommy, you wanna play toys? And I'm like, okay, Mommy will play toys. Would you really, really give me a second? And it just building with her. So even when I had my grand opening, it wasn't about me, it's about Giselle and I. This is created for us. It's hers, It's something that I want her to walk past and be proud of.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And she's the sweetest little girl. If you ever see her, she's always happy, and you're doing an amazing job. You're an awesome mother.
Thank you.
Let's do a little bit let's go a little bit towards like the moms that are doing what we're doing, and they feel a little mom guilt. What words can you give them right now to ease that discomfort?
This is a G station, huh? Like PG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. You can't do nothing with mom guilt, honey. I've given up mom guilt a long time ago. I don't feel guilty about anything. Nothing. You know why? Because there are people that throw their kids in the trash can and never look back.
Losing ourselves, that was the name of the movie.
Okay, leave their kids in crack homes, okay? Do all kind of things to their children. You're talking about women that are desiring a better life for their children. As long as you are not out here, you're not abandoning them, you're not neglecting them, you're making sure you give them love. What I try to practice is when I'm busy and maybe I'm not as available to play dolls or whatever. I mean, thank God Giselle doesn't love dolls anymore. I don't have to play dolls. And Giselle is very Giselle only needs hugs and kisses from me. Giselle's okay if she lays next to me for a few minutes. And I try to take moments out of the day to make sure we connect. I don't feel guilty. She's proud of me. She knows what I do. We talk. I keep her in the loop with things. We have conversations. And I think that being a great mother is not just sitting at home and baking cakes. I'm not saying, and there's nothing against anyone that does that. But being a good mother is knowing how to rear your children, knowing who they are, and being able to support them in that. A lot of people think if I spend all this time with my kids, that means I'm a great parent. Many people spend all this time with their children and their children still feel alone. Or all this time with their children, you can't take their child anywhere because they're poorly behaved. So mothering is not just about sitting underneath your child and teaching them nothing. I take every chance I can to teach Giselle something about life, because my job as her mother is to love her, to make her feel secure, make her feel, let her know her worth. We already have those conversations. Don't let no snotty nosed boy be around. Like, I already put my daughter on game. And my goal as her mother is that when she walk out my door, which I don't believe in throwing kids out at 18. Giselle got until about 27 to have her life together, right? That she's able to function in society and she doesn't have to keep coming home like, Mama, I lost my job again.
Yeah.
You know, and just giving her that unconditional love.
And space.
And space to grow and letting her be who she naturally is. God calls us all to be who we are. And I can't put my labels on her and what I expect her. Now I have great expectations for her.
Yeah.
But eventually as she becomes an adult, she gets to define who she is. And I think as a mom, you just keep trying. You know, every day is not going to be a great day. Some days are going to be awful. Some days your kids are going to push you. Some days you're like, this is just too much. And you just know that your children love you and you come from a good place and you want them to be happy and you want to love on them. There's nothing to be guilty about.
Yeah, I agree. To all the moms out there, I hope that touched your heart and inspired you, because we try to do it all. Mm-hmm. But, you know, sometimes we fall short, and that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. That's all. And you wake up and say, you know what, I did my best. And sometimes your best is laying in the bed all day that day.
There's some days Giselle's like, Giselle's 9. She likes to be tucked in, right? There are some nights I absolutely cannot tuck Giselle in because I'm so physically tired. You know what we do? I said, baby, can you come tuck mommy in?
Exactly.
And she'll come in there, pull the cover over it.
Yep.
She'll tuck me in, mommy, I love you. And I'm like, I love you so much.
Sometimes we need tucked in.
Yeah, we still connect. That's still that bedtime.
Yeah, my kids, they'll come in there. My son, Nathan, he'll be like, oh, you're having mommy time right now. Yes, I am. Yes, he already know. Well, I'll give you a minute. I think I can remember what I was talking, because he hates when he forgets. He's like, I forgot, you know. Mm-hmm. But he comes in and he'll. That's the only one that really loves to talk. Mm-hmm. So, but when I let him have his talk session, he just feels good about it. Mm-hmm. So I know when I get home, he's gonna have something to talk about. Mm-hmm. He told me yesterday he was stressed out. I said, what was you stressed out about it? He told me his teacher said something to him and he had to admit to something that he didn't do. Mm-hmm. Just so the whole class wouldn't get in trouble or something. Mm-hmm. But I let him express himself. He said, I feel better now.
Yeah, giving them that space is so important.
This space and time and attention. And then also, we have to raise independent kids.
You do.
That's something that I think that people nowadays, you got technology, you got all this and all that, but they need to be independent of you in order to survive and thrive in the world.
Some parents are not willing to teach their children independence because then it will mean that they don't need them. And you want to get your children to a point in life they don't need anyone. Mm. My goal is not to have Giselle forever lean on me. I want Giselle to be a whole woman.
Yeah.
A whole woman, her own identity, know who she is. Take it or leave it, baby. That's how I want Giselle to be. That's empowering her, because I'm not going to be around forever. And I need my daughter to have all the skills and everything that she needs to tell some of these men to go kick rocks, some of these fake friends that I don't need. An independent, self-sufficient human being. If I've done that, I've done an amazing job.
And that's it. And that's all. Tell the audience more about what they can get done here at Giselle Atlanta. What experience can you give them, and what do you mainly deal with here?
That's such a good question.
It's a lot. It's a lot, y'all.
It's you know, I was just telling my esthetician this earlier, and just to be candid, I was like, you know, a lot of my business has grown from Instagram, right? And I've grown a whole lot within a very short amount of time. And my boyfriend will always say something like, oh, you know the vibes, right? So now that we're in the storefront, people don't know the vibes. I have to now tell them the experience they can get at Giselle Atlanta. When most of my clients, they see the vibes on Instagram, you know? So one thing I can say is that I'm big on education. That is what separates me from many med spas, from many estheticians, is that you don't get a service from me. That's not what I do. I don't do services. I give experiences. I educate you. It's important. Your skin is the largest organ, okay? I'm so sick and tired of people going on TikTok and Instagram and people lying to people about what to put on their face, what to put on their body, what to put on their skin, what to consume. You need, just like you go to the doctor, to a cardiologist for your heart, it makes it no different when it comes to your skin. Everybody should have a yearly check up with their dermatologist, make sure there's no skin cancer, no, unusual moles. And then you come to me and we tackle the beauty of things. It's more like the aesthetic of it. If you have concerns about acne scarring, anti-aging, helping with tightening skin, rosacea, laser hair removal, hyperpigmentation is one of my big ones. And now we offer IV hydration and Botox and fillers. And it's a world of just being a better you, but not only you coming to be a better you, you're coming to be informed.
Yeah.
And so I feel as though when people have the proper education, they can make better decisions, in their life and with their skin. So I'm a big skin fanatic. I love skin. Just skin. And that's, many people are like, oh, you do IV hydration because the vitamins, honey.
Yeah,
it all have to do with what's inside of the body, Your skin is a reflection. It's a window to your overall health. And so we make sure that we take care of we cover every area when it comes to your skin. So if that means we need more hydration, if that means we need a laser to help with skin resurfacing or laser hair removal, or we need Botox to help with some fine lines and wrinkles, or fillers to help with volume loss, or facial balance.
She gonna make you look better than you, like a newborn baby.
You're gonna look bomb.
Real good. Where can everybody find you online?
So I'm on Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm old. I don't get down with the TikTok like that. I tried, but I'm on Instagram, Giselle Atlanta. So it's Gizel Atlanta. And then our website, www.giselleatl.com. And that's about it. I don't have a whole lot. I'm not a very social media savvy
Social media.
girl.
She got a whole assistant answering the phone now, so you can't get her on the phone now.
Yes.
I have one more question. Give me three words that your family and friends would describe you as.
Hardworking, motivated, loving.
Hardworking, motivated, and loving. Those are 3 words I can say that definitely describes you. I can say way more, but we said we're going to keep this short. We may be coming back soon with some more stuff, because I think the mommy talk is needed, women in business, because it's just not talked about enough to where we could actually navigate this world better.
Right.
Thank you for coming on. Come check out Giselle Atlanta, you all. This is the Care Girl Podcast, and another episode in the books.
Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, and go over to our YouTube to see more of the Care Girl Podcast and experience. Stay well.